Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Art. Welcome back to the channel. I'm doing a few technical things before we start. Get the right bit of equipment up. Hope everyone is well. For those of you who have never seen it from the start, what I usually do is go through what's happened this week. Then I'll go through what's happening next week, and then we just go for it. So it's been another really big week on the channel. 3,850 people watch my channel, and I picked up 23 new subscribers. Pretty good. Top 3 shows last week was last week's live stream coming in at, hello Richard, coming in at number 3 with 111 views. The first of the tier rankings, Marillion 125, and surprise, surprise, at number 1 with 129 views is Richard and I's number 1 greatest hits albums. Every time I put one of them out, it goes straight to number 1. The 28 days viewing figures are a bit interesting. 10,143. I've never had so many in 1 month, and picked up 112 new subscribers. So if you're a new subscriber, welcome to the channel. So coming in at number 3 for the month is Let Me Introduce You for the competition, which is still running until next Wednesday. 20 Queen Bad Songs at 207. And Michael fills in the decals I did with Joe and Richard. Channel figures for the whole shebang of 144,000. Good afternoon, Mick. 53, and we've now got 767 subscribers. Yeah, the shorts count in the viewing figures, but I am not going to put them in the shows because it'd be dominated by shorts. Nothing changes in the top 3, but I think that could alter with these shorts the way they're flying out. So it's Jethro Tull, Derek Riggs, and Status Quo, of course. Last week's Battle of the Debuts Bestsellers edition was won by a country mile by Def Leppard. This week we've got an interesting one, 2 what I call AOR bands, Double Vision and Escape, Foreigner and Journey. Now Mastermind Dave is trying to put up the poll. I don't know if he has, because I can't see, because I haven't got YouTube on, because I'm doing this through live StreamYard. So what have I got for you next week? Well, we're starting Monday off with a little bit of jazz prog fusion and a band called Colosseum. Bit different. There's a reason we're doing Colosseum, and I will later on. Classic album next week. We're going to go into the 90s and a little bit of the new wave metal. We're going to look at the debut album of Rage Against the Machine, who have been nominated for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Chances of getting through there are probably 0. They always seem to fall at the last post and let a rap artist in. Okay, Tuesday's album ranking is the last part of the John Mitchell story. This is technically not a John Mitchell band, but it's something that he's been involved with. And it's all to do with a German musician called Frank Oos. And basically it's the who's who of prog musicians, and they're called Legacy Pilots. Now, retro ranking next week is a little bit of a childhood memory one. For those of you in the UK, when we were growing up, Saturdays and Sundays, we used to have Junior Choice. And we remember it more with Ed Stewart. So I'm going to go through 20 children's songs that were firm favourites on Junior Choice. So that'll be good. Marathon next week is a reviewer's request, and it's a 2-parter because there's so many albums from this band. That's Wishbone Ash. So we're going from 25 to 15. And the following week, we'll do 14 to number 1. And don't forget, next week is the closing date for the competition at 10 a.m. Sometime during the day, a list of contenders will be put up. Next Thursday, Battle of the Debuts, the bestsellers edition. Got a corker for you. Rush's Moving Pictures against Yes's 91025. We'll be here next week at 8 p.m. Plus, next week we're going to be doing the draw for the winner of the contest live on the stream. Okay, next Friday we'll be live our album ranking, and we're going to be looking at one of my favourite brands, 10cc. And the new album review, the album is out tomorrow. It's the new album from The Answer, The Sundowners. Yes, yes. You're probably right, Stephen. Okay. Now, the other thing we didn't do it last week because poor old Dave wasn't well. But as you can see, Dave is up and running. I'll give you a progress of what's in the laundry list. Now, Dave will tell you more about the laundry list himself. So, for those of you that are used to it, the James Bond soundtracks are nearly done. 23. This week's movie choice will be Skyfall, King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. They're nearly done. 18 of the 20. I'm getting through them. Joan Jett and the Black Hearts, nearly finished them. 10 of the 12 I've gone through. Camelot, 6 of 12. Curved Air, 6 of 8. Lynyrd Skynyrd, 5 of 11. Now, my favourite at the moment are the band 10. I love this band, and I've listened to 5 of the 16. And a bit of a 10 week this week. Snow Patrol, 3 of 7. The Pogues, 3 of 7. The Trogs, 2 of 9. Bachman Turner Overdrive, 3 of the 10. Completed ones now added into the ready to go. Nick Turner solo, the Jeff Beck collaboration, System of Down, Gary Newman collaborations, Tim Machine, and Oliver Wakeman. So that's what's going on. Now we can come and relax. Open up that. And go, hello world. So who's come in since I've been talking? Stephen, hope you had a good birthday, mate. Hello, Ralph. Well, yeah, they're pretty good, aren't they, Stephen? I am a big fan now. I think they're brilliant. Yes. Stephen was at about 10. Right. Gonna do something now. Do that. Do that. Now, if anyone wants to join us, you're more than welcome to. I know someone's coming in because if you watch this afternoon, Dave and myself are arsing about. So, for the first time on the stream, he's not on camera, but it's our one and only Mastermind Dave.
And in theory, if I've got this right, you can hear me, and I've muted YouTube.
Yes. Can you hear Dave? That's the main thing. Can we all hear Dave? Art wants to come in as well. Hi, Art. How are you doing, mate?
Hello. Hello.
Evening, Art. Welcome to the show.
Oh, dog's barking. Rocky. Oh, Rocky heard that. Oh, you get back to your chew. Yeah, for the first time, we got Mastermind Dave, we got nicknamed by Charles, and he's like my backroom boy. So he is the man with all the answers and questions. So this is his first time on, and obviously, it's great to hear his voice because he did have his stroke, and he's doing fabulous. So what have you been listening to this week, Art?
Well, I did a ranking this week on my top 5 bands, and I've been playing a lot of Marillion. I listened to the new album going down. I had to go to the doctor today, and it's about an hour round trip. So I got to listen to the new album again in my truck, and I did the ranking, and it came out pretty good. And I posted it on my page, and so I've been.
Oh, I should watch that then. I haven't got them. I did my first tier ranking last Sunday on Marillion, and that went down the tree.
And I watched it, and you were spot on. I was right along with you.
Oh, good man. I think there's one or two people that you could tell which were the Steve Hogarth fans and the Fish, yeah. Because someone said that Happiness is the Road they put is a good album. I don't think that is a good album at all.
No, I never got it. I think it would have been better if it had been maybe one album. If they took the best songs.
Yeah, that's what a lot of fans have said. Apparently now they're actually selling them as separates.
Oh, they do. Oh,
yeah.
I didn't know that. I don't own it. I think I have a CDR of it, but.
So, are you still there, Dave, or you're sorting out your volume?
I have the fiddle, and you tell me if I'm getting louder or quieter.
It's quiet.
Turn something.
You're very quiet, Dave.
Very quiet.
And have I increased, or is that still?
That's better.
Right. Okay. I'm turning the wheel the right way.
Yes.
Hamster, go faster.
Well, Dave is gonna for those new folks. We have a thing called the laundry list that was christened by Charles White. So it's over to you. Tell the new folks what our laundry list is.
Well, the laundry list that we have, there are two laundry lists. There's one that Iain and I have, which includes all the completed shows that we have in some sort of order. We've a rough idea of what way we're going. Completed retro rankings, completed ladies' nights, live albums, and the birthday lists. None of that gets published. What we do publish, and you'll see it in a link in the video description, and hopefully if Iain's done it, in the About tab of the channel, you should now find in the links a link to the laundry list and the reviews list.
Yeah, it hasn't been done yet. It'll probably get done first thing in the morning.
Yeah, it'll be a day or two, but it's coming.
Yeah. So
what we do have on the laundry list is work in progress. Albums that Iain is listening to at the moment. He's listening to a total of 160 albums. Then we've got Ladies' Night, and there are 303 albums sitting in the laundry list waiting to be listened to. All sorts of artists: Lana Del Rey, Annie Lennox, Lucy Sue, Miley Cyrus, Joan Jett, Alana Miles, Demi Lovato, Cloud, Nolans, Stevie Nicks solo, Carole King, Rita Coolidge. We cover the lot. Retro rankings, Paul Simon and Art Garfunkel solo stuff, and various other themes like UK kids TV themes, cop TV themes, sci-fi TV themes, John Miller movies, Hans Zimmer movie themes. And then we've got the various pick and mixes, which you've all been contributing to, giving us various DVDs that you'd like to see Iain rank or rate, and various producers. We've got 18 DVDs and 10 producers. Live albums that are sitting waiting to be played with. We've got 71 of those. And then the laundry list itself, we've now split it into two sections because somebody has asked for some one-off albums. So we've now got a subsection of one-off albums. There are 5. Stiltskin, Marshall Hayne, Vestavaro, My Vitriol, and the Vaughan Brothers. Other than that, we have the studio albums. We have 1,993 albums at least in the list.
Wow.
There are a few artists that we don't know how many albums we're going to do because their back catalogue is so huge. Steve Hillage. We don't know whether we're going to do a story on Steve Hillage or not.
That'd
This
be good.
Machine, we're waiting for the 4th album to be written.
So there we go, folks. You've actually heard it, as I say, from the horse's mouth, excuse the expression, of what actually I do is. And I don't think Art will understand this as well. I don't think sometimes people realise how much work we have to put in to produce these with videos and streams. It is such hard work, isn't it, Art?
It takes time, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, and funny enough, Art, you're the very person I want to ask something. You popped up a band name last week, a band called Soup.
Yes.
So far, we've found 5 bands named Soup.
Oh, right.
So if you can give us an idea of year or where they were formed, or were they by any chance formed in Berkeley, California?
No, these guys here are from Norway, I believe.
Oh, the Viking Rock.
Well, no, it's progressive rock. They sound more like.
I call it Viking because they're from up there.
Oh, I see. But yeah, this one here is their latest, but they're writing a new one. Oh, sorry. This one here is one that came out a few years back, and it's the same artist that did some of the work for Steven Wilson.
Righty. Oh, right.
And then this is their latest one. This one's called Visions. That I really like the band a lot, especially this one. And then going back in their catalog, they have a couple others that I really like as well that I don't have. And I got the I got the CDs on Bandcamp because they're just not available, and if they are, they're really expensive on Discogs. So
yeah, I find that Discogs can be quite expensive. So if you like that sort, have you heard of Pagan's Mind?
No.
They're from Norway, and they're really, really good. They're a cross between, I'd say, Dream Theater and Symphony X.
I know Dream Theater. I've seen them live.
Yeah,
I don't know Sympathy X.
Yeah, go and check them out. They're a good band. I've ranked their albums, Symphony X and Pagan's Mind. So I'd go and check them out. If you like, it sounds like the Soup are very similar to this Norwegian, this Scandinavian rock, which I've got quite a passion for. I really love the keyboard swirls and the shredding. I think it's just amazing stuff.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, I love. It's a really great band.
Yeah, I'm gonna check now. I know which one to check out. I shall be diving into a bit of Soup, literally. Right, is anyone else would like to join us? More than welcome to.
Some news for you as well, Ian.
Yeah.
That we forgot to talk about. I forgot to mention it. I sent you a text message. I don't know if you've seen it, but we had 3 notable deaths this week.
Ooh.
We had Gerald Samuels, who you know better as Napoleon the 14th. They're coming to take me away. Haha. He passed away.
They're coming to take me away. Haha. He
passed away on the 10th. On the 13th, Jim Gordon, drummer in Derek and the Dominoes. He co-wrote Layla. He was also a convicted murderer. And unfortunately, on the 13th, he died in prison. And the other person we lost this week is on the 14th, we lost Bobby Caldwell, a singer-songwriter.
Yeah, well, I was on with Rachel yesterday, and we did a little bit of a tribute there.
Oh, good.
Yeah, she actually put up one of his songs, and bit disco. That was an interesting one. Yesterday, we went from disco to different ways of storing your music. It was a real good one yesterday. Really enjoyed it yesterday. I'm going to put the link up if you want to come in and say hello. The more the merrier, as they say. So I'm getting used to this. I finally worked out how to get you bigger, Art. I was just, while you was talking, I thought there must be a way of doing it. And I just thought, oh, there it is. See, sometimes when you start something you've never used, the only way you can do it is actually do it while it's in progress.
Yeah, I figured that too.
Yeah, you've got to do it in progress, haven't you?
I was having a hard time getting on stream for a while. Then I realized that the camera I had was 720. So it wasn't jiving with my new laptop. So I went and got a 1080 new camera with a mic in it. And then I bought that boom mic, but I took all that back to Best Buy. I didn't really need that because I have this. I kind of like double bought. And so I ended up getting $200 back, which was nice.
That's
and,
nice, yeah.
So now I'm just going with the 1080p Logitech.
Yeah, Logitech combined camera and mic, they're quite good.
Yeah, this was about...
You only need a boom mic if you're going to be doing professional standard streaming every day for 5, 6, 7, 8 hours.
Right. Yeah, I figured that out quickly once I hooked this up, and I didn't have this hooked up yet. So then I was using this last Thursday with Ian, and I said, well, I can just take this back. I don't really need this, you know.
Yeah, I was saying to Rachel about it, and he says, how did he get on? I said, well, he was coming over loud and clear. Oh, good evening, Christopher. Hang on. We got Vinyl Dale, known to us as Simon, joining us.
There you
Let's
go.
bring him in.
Hello.
Hello, Simon. How you doing, mate?
Yeah, not so bad. Yourself?
Yeah, I'm all good. Have you seen the Carpenters I've done this week yet?
I haven't yet, but I will do soon.
Yeah, that was quite an interesting one. The one that really shocked me was the one we did yesterday, Renaissance. A lot of Renaissance fans out there.
Yeah,
I have to watch that. Yeah.
Yeah. I won't spoil it for you, Art, but what everyone's commented that I got it absolutely spot on, which is nice. When people actually go, yeah, you've got that order just right.
You know, I'm sorry.
Yeah, the top three were hard. I mean, they got changed 3 or 4 times.
I haven't watched it yet, but you know what my favorite one is?
Go on then.
Ashes Are Burning.
That was my number 2.
Oh.
Now my number 1 I can't pronounce properly.
Scheherazade.
That's the one. but it's gonna either be one of them two on I think anybody's list, isn't it? They are the cream de la creme.
Oh, I love Renaissance. I got to see them live in Pennsylvania a long time ago. It was the Novella tour. A long time ago.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I got into them via Top of the Pops.
Oh, yeah.
And Northern Lights. I fell in love with that song.
Great. Annie Haslam's amazing.
I mean, I've heard that. I mean, they've heard the last albums I've done. She sounds as good as she did in 70 whenever.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing voice. Another band very similar to them. I'm going to be doing at some stage is Mostly Autumn. They're in that.
I love them.
Again, they're in that same vein, aren't they? They're
The Bright Size Life.
absolutely.
That one just gets me every time.
Yeah, I can't think of what's the name of the vocalist? Oh,
I don't know. Female.
This is where Dave will come in and tell us because he's probably got about 50 screens open on his computer. I can't think of her name. She's been on other people's albums as well.
Sorry, I'm just typing a comment in there.
I like the vocalists with Magenta too. They were good.
Yeah, and you've got the girl that's in another. The vocalist of Mostly Autumn, Christopher. What's the other band that's got a female vocalist that's in very sort of let's go to the book. I have to write everything down the old-fashioned way. Touchstone. That's the other band I like.
It's
Never heard of them.
Angela Gordon or Olivia Sparnin
All right. Both very good singers.
or Anne-Marie Helder.
That's it. So have you bought anything, Simon, lately?
I brought something today, actually. I brought two records today.
Whoa. What you get?
I brought Tom Petty's Greatest Hits, and I brought a Supertramp compilation. Show you.
Oh,
Ooh.
2 good albums.
Ooh, depends which Supertramp compilation.
Got this from my local record shop.
Oh, yeah.
This
Oh,
one?
right, yeah.
Yeah, that's
It's,
that's a good introduction to Supertramp, actually.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
This was a tenner, so that's not bad. I thought
That's
£10.
good. Yeah.
And I brought.
If
I
you want
do.
to
I do have
general-
another copy of this, but this is a better copy than what I have already, and that's the original Greatest Hits they did with Tom Petty.
Yeah, I've got that one.
And it's like near mint, so it's a really, really nice copy, this one. And that was 45 quid, which is not bad considering it goes for that and more on the likes of Discogs and eBay and that. So
Yeah, there's always bargains out there.
yeah, and I thought about selling my other copy as well. So like I should get that money back. So and that's just a nice upgrade. So
That's not too
No.
bad. I went round. I was in town yesterday, and I went round the charity shops, but they hadn't got anything I really liked.
no, I've been round a few recently. I saw one or two, but they were like really overpriced, you know. And I just thought, no, I'm not. I think one of them was Elvis Costello, an album which had that Roses song on it. You know the one I mean?
Yeah, I know the window.
Yeah, and that was £15, and I thought, shall I? I don't know. I left it there. But
No, well, one of the shops I go in quite regular. The girl said, "Oh, we've had some new albums in today. I haven't
Yeah.
put them out yet. Do you want to have a look through them?" I was going through them. I says, "Has this come from a house clearance sale of an old person?"
a lot of them are though, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, we had
it's-
what do we have in there? Jim Reeves,
Yeah, that's about right. Jim Reeves.
yeah, Hank Williams, Nina
Yeah.
Muscuri. What's her name? Nina Muscuri.
Yes, I know. Yeah, you see these all the time.
Yeah. There was a Dolly Parton one, but
Yeah, that's not bad.
it was as battered as a. I think
Ah.
I looked at the album. It looked like someone had ate their dinner off it.
Really.
So that went back in the box. I thought, well, I could, if it. I mean, it was only about £5, and I thought, well, if it's in good nick, I'll have it. But
It's quite a lot, £5 for a tatty record, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I thought. She was going to. Yeah, so I didn't find anything worth having.
Quite often they don't really know how to price these things, do they? You know, sometimes they're well overpriced, sometimes they're under.
What's it like over in the States, Art, when it comes to going around your thrift shops? Are they overpriced or?
Sometimes I go to Habitat for Humanity or Goodwill, and they usually sell their CDs and albums for $1.50. So it's pretty cheap. But
That's
the
CDs,
problem
though.
is,
That's CDs. He's talking about vinyl.
yeah, both. They're about $1.50, $2 a piece. And right now, CDs there's a lot of CDs out there in the States that are going for a couple dollars in all the charity shops because nobody seems to want them. So I've been picking them up, and I've been picking up some good ones. I got a stack of them this week. But what I usually do with those, I put them in my store, and then I sell them. And then I use the profits from that. It goes to PayPal, and then I use that money to buy things that I want. So it's kind of like I'm not using the household funds, but so it's working out for me and my wife. So
Good way of doing it.
I've only ever brought one CD in America.
No, you haven't. You bought more.
I
Than
did. I did find an album this week that probably gets the Ugly Album Award, and that's I found a promo of Lark's Tongue and Aspect. But look at that cover.
That's
Isn't that pretty messed up? But
yeah.
the vinyl is just stellar.
Oh,
There's not a scratch on it. You would think, and this looks like it got ran over by a truck, that it would be, an ugly album. But it was just, and it sounds incredible. The promos just sound so nice.
going back to Dave, what did I buy in America? I know I bought a Best of Mountain.
Boston. Whenever we were over,
That was the first band I ever seen live.
Boston.
CD
Not No Mountain.
Dave, you've gone quiet again.
Have I?
Or is it just me?
I don't know. It could be me and my headset.
Oh, I brought the
Fiddle, 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 fiddle.
I did get a CD of Happy the Man. This is when they came back together without Kit Watkins.
Yeah, I listened to them a little while ago. They're ready to be put into the ranking.
They're so good.
They're really good. Yeah, I mean, I hadn't heard too much of their stuff.
And then I got Adam Holtzman. Adam Holtzman was the keyboard player for Steve Wilson's band, and his father worked for Reprise Records back in New York City back in the '60s, and his father was a multi-instrumentalist, I guess. And Adam he's an outstanding keyboardist, and he did a series of jazz fusion records in the '90s with his band Brave New World. These are just great, and I was able to pick this up for $5 with shipping, so that's a pretty good price.
Not too bad.
Yeah, I'm looking for. There's an album coming out tomorrow, which I'm looking forward to. And it's their first album, I think, in about 6 years. The Answer.
That's the name of the band?
Yeah, they're from Dave's neck of the woods.
Yeah, from Newcastle and Downpatrick.
In Northern Ireland. Because
how's the volume now?
I'd love to go to the UK. I've never been.
Dave's doing a sound check. Say it again.
Can you hear me, Mother?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I have a funny feeling my headset is playing up. I'm going to drop out of StreamYard, and I'll stay in the chat. But the audio is not working because I'm on a laptop. The speakers are going to interfere. Okie
dokie. Well, it's lovely to hear your voice, and I'm sure everyone on the channel that's been watching and on a Thursday, they've heard who you are now. You're not just this person typing away. Well, I'll speak to you soon.
Okay. Good to talk to you. Good to talk to the rest of the chat. Nice to meet you, Art. Good to talk to you as well, Simon. And we'll see you on.
Yeah. See you, Dave.
Ta-da.
That's fantastic. You know, like 2 weeks ago, he had a stroke, and here he is talking to us on stream. Yeah. It's just fantastic. He's doing really well. I think everyone was quite shocked when we got the new news filtered through, but that just proves that if you get the right help straight away, that's brilliant.
Yeah, he's doing well. I'm pleased with him.
I am. I mean, I've known him 30, 40 years, something like that. I don't know.
Wow. Did you work with him, Ian?
No, he went in a pub that my brother worked in.
Oh.
And it went downhill from there, really. I mean, I've been going to Ireland. Whoa. Put it this way, when I first went to Ireland, his youngest niece, she was knee-high to a grasshopper. She's now a physiotherapist, you know. And his eldest niece, she was a teenager, and now she's got two children, Dave. So that's how long I've known Dave.
Wow.
A long time.
Yeah, I have a friend like that in New Jersey that I'm going back to visit in the summer. I'm going to see my brother who lives up there. I'm going to stay with him, but I get to see John, who I've known since before I went in the service, and I was 19 when I went in the Navy. I'd known John probably 50 years, almost 50 years. Long
Yeah, I
time.
mean, my mate Lee, who runs his Facebook page for the Friday Rock Show, which is something happens here in the UK. We met at a Uriah Heep concert in 1985.
Wow.
Because he was a friend of a friend who I was actually at the gig with.
Yeah, I never seen them.
I've seen Uriah Heep 4 times. Once I actually saw Uriah Heep when Pete Golby was the singer. That was my first Uriah Heep concert. Pete Golby.
I had the Magician's Birthday when I was in high school, I remember.
Yeah, the first album I brought was a Bobdinog.
Never heard of that one.
That's the one first for Pete Golby. It's got Sell Your Soul on, which is a great track. Trevor Boulders was in the band. When I saw him, it was Lee. First time I saw them, it was Lee Kerslake, Trevor Boulder, Mick Box, of course, Pete Golby, and John Sinclair was on the keys. But the next time I saw him, it was Bernie Shaw, which is a fabulous singer. The one they got now, and their latest album, Colours and Chaos, is just unbelievable. There's a band that seem to get better with age.
Maybe I should give them a listen.
Oh yes, that's who I'm doing my next tier ranking on. Uriah Heep.
And are they British?
They're a British.
Oh, they are.
Yeah. They're they came out at the same time as Black Sabbath, Deep Purple.
Right.
So
they were big.
They're big, very big. But they're the big four, the Sabbaths and the Purples and the Led Zeppelins. Uriah Heep are always the ones that were always forgotten, but they've got such a loyal following, and they still have today. I mean, I got one of Mick, who's been a subscriber for practically from day one. I got him into Uriah Heep, and I do believe me, you've got every album now, haven't you? Well, near enough, and that's because he went on watched my show on him, and that was it. Oh, that's a good. There was someone. Green vinyl. Tell you what I've found today, and I forgot I'd got it. It's a 12-inch of the Damned's Eloise, but this was the first non-black album. It's 12-inch I ever brought.
So it's an EP.
It's a 12-inch single of Eloise, and on the B side we've got Beat Girl and Temptation. This came out in 1986. I love the Damned. I saw them at. They opened a theatre in Northampton, and the first band that played were the Damned. And the management went mental when everyone got up and started jumping around like loonies. Hang on, this. So I'm getting used to this, folks. This thing. There we go. Yeah, and then, yeah, this is Mick, all the way from California. So yeah, that's my influence. I've cost him a lot of money. It looks like.
There's Rob Walker.
Better than Arsenal playing or Oldham. Yes, he knows what that is.
He has the best hair in the VC.
Mr. Walker, he was threatening to come on camera. Is he? I wonder if he's going to do it. Let's put up the thing. Just for you, Mr. Walker. He did threaten to come on this week. So
Is he coming up?
I don't know, but this is what Dave's just put. And then there's Richard. There's Richard, my co-collaborator. We are up to 15 shows.
Yeah, I enjoyed your show this week with Richard.
Yeah, have you watched any of the others we've done?
Not yet.
Yeah, there's a lot there. We have a lot of fun with.
Yeah.
I did send Richard an email this week regarding another one. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, can I introduce you to Oldham Athletics only fam, the one and only Mr. Rob Walker.
Hey.
Hello, Rob.
How you doing?
Yeah.
Hey, Rob.
He is the only Oldham Athletic fan, apparently. He stands there every week in the stand.
No, I've stopped going now.
That's support.
I mean, it's worse than watching Spurs.
I can't even watch Spurs. I don't see how anyone else can.
Yeah.
Or you could have actually watched the England rugby team on Saturday. God.
Come on, you've got to make this into a more interesting stream than Rachel's this afternoon. It was an absolute snowfest.
I wasn't on it, that's why.
You're turning into a bit of a groupie, Ian.
Do you know the other week that Alex came on and he went off because I was British and I was getting preference and it's something to do.
Oh
with...
yeah, Alex Dickless, yeah.
Yeah, I actually said least we've got a history over here. It was all right yesterday. It was all right.
Yeah.
But I did say that, in here it's no offense to you, Art, but at least we've got a history that's not 200 years old. At least we have thick, and we don't knock down buildings to build parking lots. I'm actually referring to where the St. Valentine's Massacre that is in Chicago.
Yeah, yeah.
They knocked it down. Why?
It's nice to see you, Art. Anyway,
You too, Rob. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been enjoying watching your videos and
I don't do any videos anymore. I'm semi-retired now.
yeah, I know.
You done the one for my competition then?
I've got a huge back catalogue of unmissable material. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna attempt to put something together, Ian, for that.
Okay, you've got until next Wednesday.
Yeah, I'm really busy, so I'm not busy. I've come on here, but yeah, hopefully at weekend I want to go through my 7-inch singles and get something together. So, have you done an entry, Simon? I can't remember.
No, I haven't. No.
Are you going to do one?
I might do, but it means I have to go and get all the vinyl out again. It's all in storage.
You don't
in boxes.
You don't have to do that because Ian's running the contest and he didn't show any vinyl, so you can just. Did you, Ian?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
No.
I'm quite a smarty pants, and I like lots of visuals.
Yeah.
I'm all ready to go. I'm going to be doing my show
Excellent.
tonight for Ian.
Are
Yeah,
you
what's
doing
that?
it, Art? Yeah.
Yes, Art, he said he's going to do it. Excellent.
I'm going to show the vinyls though.
Oh, nice one. So all the tracks that you've chosen, is there any album tracks or are they all singles?
For me?
Yeah.
Oh, I picked up the albums,
Right.
the ones that I listened to as I grew up,
Yeah.
starting in the '60s.
Yeah.
and
So
then
you're gonna tell a bit of a story, yeah.
I'm going to tell a story because the first one was with my brother. I remember, I shared a room, and he had Sgt. Pepper, The Doors' first album,
Yeah.
Creedence, all those bands from the late '60s,
Yeah.
and that's what got me into music. And then when he moved out, he took his records, but but I picked up from there, and then that's what I'm going to show what I was listening to in the 70s and then the 80s. And
yeah. Dave just put up a thing about getting close to 31 minutes. I can tell you who's probably got the closest, and that's Chris from Reddick. He had about 2 minutes, but he crammed on some little 40-second tracks.
Yeah, record talk. Yeah.
Yeah, he did. As if anyone was watching that, he did a little competition at the beginning about American. Yeah, and he went for the football and not soccer.
Yeah, no, it was good. He's good. Chris has got a good channel. He's a
Yeah, he has, Rob. I've been watching a lot of his stuff. I'm getting around to watching all the new people that I'm connecting with.
How many subscribers have you got now, Ian? From
I think 767, something like that.
So have you got over 100?
Well, hang on, I'll soon tell you.
Since it started in the last couple of weeks, you've done well, haven't you?
Yeah, I had 84 last week.
Yeah.
And so I pulled up another page. Oh, God, I'm no good on computers, you know. I'm a menace to the world, right. I'm up to 767, and I picked up another 23 this week.
Yeah.
If
you go on Rachel's stream, the people who watch that, they'll subscribe to any rubbish.
I must do, because I've been subscribing to my rubbish.
Ian.
Yeah.
Not Ian. Simon. You know that video you did where you were talking for ages?
Yeah.
You know, about your collection and buying records.
Yeah.
That's my favourite. I haven't left a comment on it because I've watched that video a few times. It's a brilliant video, that.
I think quite a lot of people have rewatched that quite a few times themselves.
Yeah.
Because I've had two comments from the same people sometimes, you know?
Yeah. I like you do that very well. You know, when you just sort of leave the camera and you start waffling on, but you're one of the best at that. You're pretty talented at that.
I don't think I'm very good at it.
I think you are.
I think when people watch themselves, they find it a bit cringeworthy.
Yeah,
I find that I get that when I watch myself a lot, you know.
Yeah.
But thank you, Rob. I appreciate that anyway.
Yeah,
you've certainly got the gift of the gab, Simon. I think you're really good at it. So don't put yourself down, mate. I'll tell you what confused.
I'll keep working at it. You know?
Good man. I'll tell you what is funny is if I put something on to see about the quality, it confuses my dog, Rocky. It absolutely confuses it. He's looking at me, looking at the telly, looking at me. Yeah, I do watch it.
How do you feel when you watch videos of yourself? Do you feel the same, or don't you just? Yeah, when you watch your old videos, you know.
I don't watch my old videos.
Or new videos.
I've cut down, and I like going on. So I did one with Richard, so I enjoyed doing that video. And I don't really want to. I'm not that bothered about doing many videos. I like just appearing like on here and doing, going on Rachel's and upsetting Mazzy, things like that. I quite like doing that. But yeah,
the interaction.
I mean, this year I'll probably do 20 videos maybe. I think I've done 3 so far. So, but like I say, I'm pretty busy. But I have this thing, mate, where Ian's the opposite. He does like 8 videos a day. But I kind of think, who wants to watch? I have this thing where I just think, before I do a video, there's that many people doing this now. It feels like the vinyl community is probably double
oversaturated.
Yeah, and you get But I don't really class Ian as the vinyl community. That's not an offensive thing to say because you don't really want to be in it, Ian. To me, you're more of a YouTuber, than vinyl community because you don't show vinyl. you talk about music and you do so many videos. So I class you more as a YouTuber. But there's so many people now in the vinyl community that are doing a lot of videos all the time. You can't keep up with it, can you?
No, you can't. You can't.
You see, it's like how I present mine. You know, I could just sit there and do an album ranking of a whole band of 20 albums in 10 minutes. So I thought I'm going to do it different. And that's why I go through each track and merit each track.
Yeah.
And then I don't just do album rankings. I mean, like my retro ranking is becoming more of just a free all music thing. And retro ranking is actually quite popular because one week I'm doing, say, Venom, and the next week we do Shirley Bassey. This week with the Carpenters.
Yeah.
Next week we're doing Junior Choice Rob.
Yeah. Was it Arnold? Was that it?
Arnold was Tony Blackburn.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And Ed Stewart had that "Hello, darling."
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, Ed Stewart. Yeah, it was good in.
Yeah.
Art won't know what you're talking about now.
No. I like that chart you used, Ian. Where'd you get that chart where you plug in the records?
It's tier list maker. I'll see if I can do the link for you.
And that's something you have to buy, or is it free?
No, it's free. You just sign. You have to sign up to create them. It's a lot of fun.
And what's it called? I can find it.
Right.
Tiers.
I've got tier list maker. I'll see if I can get the link for you. Hope I don't cock this up. Won't be. Hopefully, I'm still on screen. Right, let's do that. I'm not very good at multitasking, as you can see. Right, there we go. I'm back. So that's the link for it. So if anyone wants to do, have a fun with that, that's what it is. It's really easy to follow. Or basically what you do, you get your thing, you can alter what your columns are, and then you just pull in your album covers. The hard bit for me was actually trying to get me on screen and the column on screen and finding a process and with all my programs to do it right. And I found one that I use, Wondershare, which is absolutely brilliant for that sort of thing. But I have to sort of edit it and cut it up and thing. I'll tell you what has been interesting. This was a conversation with Rachel about doing shorts. Now, I was never.
If you're having a conversation with her, it won't be interesting.
But she was saying about doing shorts. Now, I never was. I thought that was a waste of time, right?
Yeah.
It's changed now because I've put a load of shorts up, and
Ian, her channel should be a permanent short.
I put up a short every day, but I've gotten over 150 subscriptions from the shorts. So they do work. They do work.
I think shorts are okay, like if you're doing them every day. But I think when you put 10, 20-minute videos, maybe 3 times a week, some people do, I think you end up lowering the viewership. I think it affects it.
Yeah,
I think people kind of get a bit kind of bored of the same thing.
I quite agree with you, Simon. I'm going to get it up tomorrow. I'm going to make it up to around 20, and then I'm going to do 3 times a week from then, one every 3 days.
Yeah, I think sometimes maybe 1 video a week or maybe 2 weeks can work in your favor because there's like an anticipation there, if you're following someone.
I was doing 1 20-minute video a week, but then I have a problem. I only have 25 meg in my computer. So I divided it up to 2 10-minute shows Wednesday and Sunday. So after 10 minutes, sometimes people lose interest, or even after, So I've been having really less people watching now, though. So I don't know. If I go back to the 20-minute show once a week, then it takes me one whole day for it to load. It takes 24 hours.
Yeah, you've got slow. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why I tried to split it up. I tried to think. I said, well, how can I make this happen? But
If you notice in the vinyl community, though, in the UK, nobody does more than one video a week. Nobody. Do they? Really?
Right.
No.
Yeah.
So, whereas some people, like a lot of sort of people, there's been a lot of new people at the beginning of the year. So these new channels, their tails are wagging all the time. So they get a lot of, they want to do a lot of videos because they're getting all excited. They're not cynical like us.
Mm-hmm.
So they're all giddy and doing plenty of videos, and that's understandable because when you start making videos, you get a buzz, don't you? And it's exciting thing. I mean, don't get me wrong, I enjoy my channel. It's good fun, but there comes a time where it's natural to slow down a little bit.
Right.
But there seems to be in America, a lot of people, they don't slow down. They keep doing lots of videos, but you know.
Right.
I think you risk burnout if you keep up that speed.
We've seen it, haven't we? We've seen some burnouts.
People just crash out and they just leave YouTube because they just can't keep up with it. You know, they exhaust all their creativity. You know,
that's going to be Iain. That he's going to burn out.
No, I
don't know. I thought I'd struggle to find things to do, but with that laundry list, it's so huge.
Yeah. You're good at what you do, Iain. You're really good at what you do.
Oh, thank you, Rob. I try to be a bit different. I mean, I've learned it's a learning curve. I mean, like when I do the big marathons now, I don't do 25 albums in one sitting.
No.
I split it into two, like I'm doing with Wishbone Ash. I can't. I know I try and keep mine between 30, 35, 40 minutes. And they're the ones that people watch. I mean, Renaissance.
Yeah.
Quite long, but a lot of people have watched it. I think it's down to what I do. I mean, when I started it was more about the real obscure stuff. But you get they weren't getting the numbers. I thought, okay, we've got to open it up a bit. And that's why I did, I do different things every day. And I think that's why I know my channel is growing because it's something every day that's different.
Yeah.
We started that story where we go through an artist and through all the bands they've been in. That's popular as well. So it's just coming up with ideas. Now, this tier thing I'm going to be doing a couple a month. And sometimes it might not even have nothing to do with music. It might be films. It may be comedy. Just to have a little bit of variety within the channel. And I think you can get a bit stagnant. I like to keep it fresh and keep them changing. That's why I do change the things around. It's like that pick and mix. That's really working because you get a different thing on a Thursday every 4 weeks because we've got that cycle and people enjoy it. We got the 2 top 10s, the producers we did today, Noel Rogers. I really enjoy doing that, going through what producers have done. I mean, Noel Rogers, I didn't realize how much stuff that man's done.
Oh, yeah.
He's a terrific guitarist. As I said today, I think he's one of the best funk guitarists.
Yeah, he's excellent.
Living.
Yeah. Art. Can I ask Art something?
You can.
Which channels do you enjoy the most in the vinyl community? Who do you watch?
I watch Rachel's show.
Yeah,
I try to watch
wake
that.
up to that, don't you? Enjoy that in the morning, don't you?
I watch it in the morning when I'm getting ready to go do something, and sometimes I watch it. And I watch. I've checked out Mazzy's show. I watch his. Some of his stuff is interesting. And see, who else do I watch? The Old Goats Vinyl.
Yeah, you like him, don't you?
Yeah, I like him. He's funny.
Good. He's good.
He shows a lot of stuff where he's out in the country walking and camping and fishing and stuff. And I like also Dan, the Stoner Stash Box.
All right.
He lives over in Pennsylvania, and
Yeah.
he's got a fun show, and and then of course I watch Dale, and I watch you, and I watch, now that I found Ian, I watch his show,
Yeah.
and there's a bunch of other ones. I'm just trying to think of them all.
Ian's right up your street, though, isn't he, Art?
He's what?
He's right up your street. You know, his taste, a lot of his taste.
Yeah, we both
yours.
love Marillion.
Exactly, yeah.
But if he did my ranking this week, I don't know if Ian's gonna how he's gonna react when he sees it.
I was surprised when I did, did the vinyl tag. There was quite a lot of people mentioned that Marillion album as their favorite album of last year.
Number one last year. My number one.
Yeah,
and it
a
beat
lot
out.
of people mentioned it.
It beat out Closure Continuation. It beat out Porcupine Trees, a new album.
Yeah.
And for me, that's a biggie for me.
Right, you're a fan.
Yeah, going back to my content, Dave has just come up thing. When I got my Bell's palsy last year, it really it did do shift my health. I mean, I actually looked at that video I put out, that one, to say, oh, I've never looked so ill in my life.
Yeah, I saw that.
That was scary. That was so frightening. I mean, poor old, Dave was even worse than what but that goes through your mind. It's such thing. But yeah, it was a big game change when I got Bell's palsy, because I mean, I'm sure people now sometimes when I still can't pronounce some words, and I'll sit here going like this, trying to get myself to say the word. So there are lots of gaffes, but people have never ever pulled me up on it, because I can't get my tongue around some words, and I don't think I ever will. I've got as much thing. I mean, if you can see, my eyebrows don't meet, and I can't smile properly. There's still a little bit there, but apparently,
Art will probably not know what happened, Ian.
Yeah, I had last June. I went to bed on a Saturday night, woke up Sunday morning, and my face had drooped.
Was that a stroke?
I thought it was, so I got straight down to the A&E, did the usual tests, and they come back and said I'd contracted Bell's palsy. So it's paralysis of the one side of your face. I had a slurred speech. I think the video, it's horrible. I took a whole week off the channel, got myself better, and then when I came back, one day I'd got sunglasses on, one day I'd got an eye patch on. To the fact that this is how I took the mickey out of myself. During that time, I did a retro ranking on Johnny Kidd and the Pirates. You remember, Robin? I put my patch on while I was doing the Johnny Kidd and the Pirates. So I took the mickey out of myself just to prove that you do what you get dealt with things, and you just get on with it. And I hadn't been going just over a year, and I never known. That's when I realised how popular I am, because I was just going along at this pace, and I weren't looking for fame and fortune. But when something happens to you, that's when you find out that you have got a loyal support. And some of the messages I got were fantastic.
Yeah, people reached out, didn't they?
They certainly did, and they reached out for Dave, and I think Dave was quite overwhelmed with the support he got as well. I did this because I had a few health issues, mental health issues. And I did this to get myself back on track, and it's the best thing I ever did, to be quite honest.
But a lot of people watch YouTube and watch VC videos, etc., and they watch the people in the VC that they recognize them so much. You see them nearly every day, and you get a very close bond with people, even though you've not met them. Like Simon, yourself, and Art. You class yourself as friends, even though you've never met each other. You've got like a fondness for each other, and there's so many people like that in the VC.
Yeah,
this is it. I mean, you take in and Richard. We've done 15 collaboration shows now.
Yeah.
And they are so popular.
Yeah. I mean, like when I did a video with Richard, he come up on screen, you know, like when you're just prepping it, and you're just talking as though you'd known each other for years, even though we'd never met. I've been watching all his videos for years, so.
Just like me and you, Rob, isn't it? This is the first time we've actually sort of spoke, isn't it, really? This is the first time we've ever...
Have I not been on Rachel's stream when you've been on? No.
No.
I tend to limit my appearances on there because you know, I can only spend so much time with those people.
I can't do it anymore. Sorry.
I just do it. I do it, you know, to get myself. I know I'm using it to get to know people and get
the
networking.
I just go on there and have fun. You know, some people they don't have my sense of humour, so it just makes it more.
They don't understand our
funny,
English sense of humour.
Yeah, I did have to put someone. I can't remember his name, but he was getting a bit. I think I must have. What you got to appreciate, it's called Northern humour. I said, what you got? I mean, you know, the British sense of humour is totally different. We got a very dry sense of humour, and some people don't get it.
No,
but he
they're
did
not going to get it. They're of a different, you know, country, and they have different ways and different way of thinking, haven't they?
Right.
You know?
That's it. You got to respect it.
That's the beauty of the VC because we're from different continents. All over Europe, all over, you know, Canada, America. I mean, the size of America. How many Europes can you fit in America? You know, it's a vast,
it's absolutely
country,
huge, isn't it? Yeah.
You know, but you know, our differences bring us together in a lot of cases, don't they? You know, no one should take anything I say seriously. You know, unless it's Mazzy.
No, so I mean, America. I remember when I went to Chicago, and the way you fly in over Lake Michigan. You thought, oh, we're nearly there.
Oh yeah.
2 hours later, we landed in O'Hare. That, you know, this is a lake. To me, that's an ocean.
Yeah.
I'm just catching up. I mean, the only thing is, I forget to look at what people are putting. So. Oh, you must apologise if you're not on screen and you're watching. But a lot of people just enjoy watching. You know, there's people that like to add comments, and there's people that just like watching other people talking a load of old nonsense. It's got nothing to do with music. Did you see Richard's Jam video, Rob?
Yeah, I watched that. Yeah.
Good choice.
Yeah, I mean that's the difficult. Yeah, I mean I'm a really big fan of the Jam, but I don't talk about them that much on my channel, and I was thinking, maybe I could do a ranking video, but again, I just get to that thing and think, well, what's the point of me doing that? But then Richard did it, so it's even more pointless now. I didn't agree with his ranking, but it's difficult, isn't it? There's only 6 Jam albums. 3 of them are probably pretty sort of similar in sort of the standard of them. I think Sound Effects is my favourite, and then Almost Gone.
I think that was
them in a different order.
I think Sound Effects was my top ranking. I can't remember now. It's been a long time since I've done it.
I enjoy Richard's channel, so Richard can be ranking Bucks Fizz and Shwaddy Waddy or anybody really. I just enjoy Richard's channel really, so it doesn't really matter what he's ranking. You know what I mean? It's like Simon. I watch all Simon's videos. I really enjoy his channel. So
cheers, Rob. I watch all yours.
No, it's not.
Yeah, I mean, I think.
Well, I owe you some. I owe you some BCLT, Simon, because it's supposed to be sending you a Vapors album. I think.
That's right.
Remember?
Yeah. I do.
I'll get around to it. I'll get around to it this decade.
I think you said that just before you broke your pelvis. I think, and then you must have.
Yeah, that's when it happened. Yeah. Well, I fractured it, didn't I? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm still using that excuse.
Did you do that at work, Rob?
No, so I've been working, and where I live, it's on an incline. and it'd been raining and it's quite slippy, and I just slipped and fell. So I was in agony. I was in hospital for a couple of weeks with it, but fortunately, kind of healed itself. I was off work for about 9 weeks, but I got paid, so there wasn't any stress there. So, and now I forgot about it. It don't affect me at all. So I was lucky, really.
Do you work with the British Navy at all?
Yeah, so I'm a marine engineer, so I test systems for nuclear submarines. So I'm doing it's all top secret, but I don't think anyone's watching this anyway. I'm doing so on the nuclear reactor, there's a cooling system. So to cool the water on the reactor. So I'm doing that system. I'm testing the valves for that this week. So, it's an interesting job. We've just been bought by an American company, actually. So, and there's I think we've got work until 2038. So, quite busy.
That's great.
That'll see you then, won't it?
Yeah.
When I was in school, I did work experience for this little factory, which built actuators.
I'm going to use the restroom. Be right back.
Yeah, and we were testing them and building them, and they were actually for submarines.
Yeah, so, we use actuators. Yeah, different sort of pressures, etc. Yeah.
Yeah, I did a week's worth at this factory. Then the next week, I was in the army for a week. That was an experience.
Right.
So yeah.
How did you end up in the post then, Simon? What's the story there?
Well, I was working self-employed for a brief amount of time doing kitchens and bathrooms.
Oh yeah.
And it wasn't really working for me. So
no.
I got like this cleaning job within the Royal Mail, Romet, the company's called. And then after a few months, one of the Royal Mail managers said, there's vacancies going, because I asked about, if there was any other jobs going, because I didn't particularly want to be doing cleaning for like too long. And I managed to get this job that took a lot on, which was 10. There was 10 of us when I started. And that's going back 15 years now, so I've been there since. Yeah.
Right.
So, and I've seen some changes.
Oh yeah.
We had bikes back then.
Yeah. I worked with a guy. He used to be a postman, and I worked on the post for a few weeks when I was at college and in between. So I know how difficult it is learning your frame and all that.
Yeah, it was really bad for the first few years when I started, because none of the mail was sorted. It just came in randomly. And if you didn't know the frame, which often when you knew, you get chucked to one frame.
You've got to learn your frame,
one round one day, then one round another day. It was an absolute nightmare. You'd be pulling out your hair,
Yeah. You won't be getting home until tea time.
No, not if you do the overtime. But yeah, it's morale's like an all-time low at the moment because all the strikes which have happened, and of course the pay hasn't been sorted out yet. It's not good.
No.
You got these PDAs, little devices we carry around for people to sign on, and it's just all Big Brother technology, spying on you and seeing what you're doing, kind of thing,
Yeah.
When I was
I remember when you got your post in the morning.
Used to be 2 deliveries, didn't there?
Yeah,
it did. Yeah.
Mine came. Mine came at 4 o'clock today.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is actually a 24-hour delivery. As before, like you said, you'll get a morning delivery and an evening delivery, or a first and second class post. Well, those days are long gone. It's just basically a 24-hour delivery. You could get your parcels or mail with any time in the day now. There's
so many parcels now, though, isn't there? That must be going up all the time.
Yeah, and the letters have declined a lot since the strike at Christmas. They've really gone down. But I think I think there is some kind of manipulation there going on with Royal Mail, the kind of holding things back a bit. I think.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I mean, you're saying I've got one of my pensions. I sort of call it the rainy day pot, and I only get into it if I want something specific.
Yeah.
And I phoned up the pension thing on daddy baddy about, yeah, we'll send out because it's a pension, they have to have hard copies and signed copies and permissions. They sent it out, and he phoned me up and he says, we haven't received it back. I says, well, I haven't received it yet. And he went, we sent it a week ago. I said, I know. So I says, I'll send another one. And sod's law, I put the phone down. 10 minutes later, the thing popped through the door. And I went, I've got it. He says, sign it. He said, I've spoken to my boss. He said, just sign it, scan it, and send it back to us. He said, if we're waiting for it to get it, we might get it next Christmas. Yeah, it's terrible, you know. Yeah, but it's about time they should just let you send you, sign it, and scan it when it comes to documents, because it's getting silly.
I'm going to go now, Ian.
Hey,
okay, well, it's lovely to see you. Hang on,
Rob. Before you go, I gotta show you something. Hold on. I'll make it quick. When I was in the Navy, we pulled into a port, and there was a British ship there. And I went over and drank with the guys because we can't drink on the American ships. So I went over there and I had a really good time, and we got drunk and everything. And then when I was leaving to go back to the ship, they give me this.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, nice. It was off their ship, and the guys give me the flag.
Yeah,
and I've held on to it all these years. This is probably 40 years ago, and I have it. I have it up in my record room here.
You looked after it.
Yeah, thanks for showing us that.
That's
right.
I'm going to go, Ian.
Okay, mate. Lovely to see you.
Can I just say this stream is 100% better than that absolute shambles that Rachel does. See you later.
Take care, Rob. Nice to meet you.
Take care, mate. Well, there we go. Mr. Rob Walker, a legend in his own lunchtime. Yeah, I haven't got anything to show except my own designed stuff. You can get on Redbubble, folks. There's T-shirts, mugs.
You got your own merchandise?
Yeah, got my own merch now. There's plenty on there. All designed by yours truly. Talking of merch, I had on my Instagram page, I had someone say, I'm interested, I love your artwork, blah, de, blah, de, blah, you know. I'd like to do some of your artwork, right? Now, all my logos are copyrighted, so I own them. So I said, if you want to do my art, I said, I want £1,000 up front and 25% of what you sell. It's amazing they blocked me. But the best one this week is Dave had an email from FedEx saying about this parcel, and he'll confirm this. It said FredEx.
FredEx.
So wait, I mean, I knew this will be over here. We used to have a bank called HBSA or something like that, and I had a thing, and it had HSBO. There you go. There it is. He confirmed it. FredEx. Yeah, I've had one or two scammers phone me up. Have you seen the little scam video I had when I was actually recording?
No. There's
a little thing. I think it's still on the. It's a little. I'm putting together a bloopers for Christmas, right? And I when I cock up, I just put them in this file. But this one I had to put out. They were telling me all sorts about, I was going to get arrested and all sorts, and if you hit this number. So yeah, I actually put it on. So if you go through the videos, you'll see it about the scammer. It's quite funny.
I'll have a look.
Yeah, I'm getting quite a collection of scams, boo-boos. Do you make many boo-boos when you're recording?
All the time. I don't think there's a video I make where I don't mess it up somewhere, and then I have to edit the video. And I virtually edit the video anyway and go through it. And even then, after I put it on YouTube, I realise that I've got things wrong. I just think, I can't.
Yeah, I missed
keep
out a
redoing
whole
it.
album when I did Manic Street Preachers.
Yeah.
But that was last week, and it was sort of with Dave, when Dave was not very well, and you sort of, your head's all over the place.
Yeah.
I love it when I forget to put the year of the album, or forget to mention the album. That's what you see on mine. You get little captions.
Yeah.
Because I can't be bothered to go back and record it again.
It looks easy for people watching your channel and your videos. It looks so easy, but when you're actually doing it yourself and you're in front of a camera and you're interacting with the camera, it's not as easy as it appears. It really isn't.
No, trust me, folks.
Sometimes you don't necessarily feel like you're being you, or and it kind of, I don't know. There's like a barrier there in a way,
Yeah, I mean,
it's hard to explain.
Yeah, I mean, naturally, I'm always been very outgoing. I mean, I worked with the public when I worked with the public all the time, so I'm used to talking to people. So standing in front of this little camera is nothing. But you do. I mean, we're only human. I think people sometimes forget we're human and we all make mistakes. And sometimes we give out the wrong information. It's not because we do it intentional. Now and again, we make a gaffe. Just accept that.
Yeah. We just say the completely wrong thing, but in our heads, we don't recognize it's a mistake until we rewatch the video. And you go, why did I say
really?
Yeah.
It's like I now and again watch, like I've watched my very first one just to see if I can't. I watch a few seconds of it and I have to switch it off because it's so amateurish. I mean, this is amateurish as it is, but you go, oh, was I that bad?
Yeah.
But then I look at the views that I get on that status quo. It's over 6,000.
Wow, that's good. Really
6,000 on my very first video, and it's been at #1 since the beginning of time. But I think some of my shorts may take over that soon, because I've been putting up Jean-Michel Jarre. They're flying.
And your shorts tend to get like the 100% watch time, don't they? As where you make longer videos, it won't necessarily get fully watched. People might watch bits of it or some of it or whatever. But with a short, with doing a shorts, it's got more chance of being watched the whole way through.
Yeah, and looking at I was looking at the stats yesterday, and I'm quite happy because a lot of the shorts are being watched by the younger metalheads, which is what the intention is, to get a more diverse age group into the channel. And if that gets them into the channel as a whole, that's brilliant. When I put a Saxon, that fly, the Blue Oyster Cult was a popular one. And one that I was really surprised at was Sparks, the #1 in Heaven album, which is an absolute brilliant album. Yeah, it's a great album. There you go. Hang on. This is how many people have watched the quote.
1 sec.
Abacab.
Came in the mail today. I didn't have a copy of it. I didn't have a vinyl copy, but I can remember where I bought this when I first bought it. And the anticipation of the new Genesis album was coming out, and it was just
Stephen thinks my shorts are cool.
It has the embossed cover.
And I'm not going to say how old Stephen is because I know because it was his birthday. And for someone of our age to say my shorts are cool, that's brilliant. Thanks, Stephen.
Ian, have you done a Genesis ranking?
Yes, I have.
Okay, I have to check that out. Where did this fall in place?
Way down.
Way down.
Yeah.
You prefer the Gabriel years?
Oh, well, there's certain ones of the. Yeah, most of mine are my top ones are the Gabriel years, but I like the ones with Hackett when Peter first left.
Yeah.
But I mean, at the end of the day, I find there's something on every Genesis album that I like. I love Dodo and Lurker.
Mm-hmm.
I love Abacab.
Right.
No, not a fan of No Reply. I think that should be on a Phil Collins album, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. I've gone and got. Well, I haven't brought it because the box set is about £50, and I can't justify paying £50 for it. But I've got the download version of Genesis, the BBC broadcasts. I did that yesterday. Boy, is it good!
Yeah, I have that. I just sent it to New Jersey to my friend so he can rip it, and then I'm gonna see him in June. I'll pick it up when I get up to New Jersey.
I mean, I've got like some of the concerts that I've got sort of like unofficial albums, and I'm glad I've got it now because they've cleaned them up, and you get the full sound of that Lyceum concert. I think that's a great concert.
Oh.
It's nice to hear the stuff with Ray Wilson.
Yeah,
and some of that early stuff.
The first disc is just stellar. I couldn't. I had to listen to it twice, and the stuff with Ray Wilson. I calling all stations. There's some good songs on that album.
Yeah, and I quite like that album.
I was really hoping they would have continued with him for another album, but I heard Rutherford was the one who pulled the plug on it.
Yeah, I mean, on that Calling All Stations, I mean, I love that. I love what's the one? Alien Afternoon. I love that because that's going back really to. I think that Tony Banks had more influence on that album.
Yeah,
because there's a lot of old style Genesis on that album that you hadn't had probably since Wind and Wuthering.
Right, and there's some incredible drumming on that album.
Yeah, what was the name of the guy? Dominic, a Greek guy, isn't it? He was a fantastic drummer. And I think the live stuff, I've heard Ray Wilson do some of the early stuff, the Gabriel stuff, and he sings it wonderful.
I would love to have had a copy of the live show from that tour.
I've got a really good bootleg of it.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, it's really good. And you can tell how good Ray is as a singer because on one of Steve Hackett's live albums, the Genesis Revisited, he comes and sings Carpet Crawlers, and it is superb.
Yeah, I've seen that.
I mean, Ray Wilson was a huge Genesis fan, and I think they picked the right guy. When you've got a huge Genesis fan singing songs of his favourite band, you're on a good thing. And it's a shame because there are some great tracks on that Calling All Stations album.
Yeah.
I might do a short on that album to give it some love.
There you go. I'm sure to watch.
Yeah, I think it's a great album. I mean, today I put up Coverdale and Page, which is another brilliant album.
Do you know the band RPWL?
I've heard of them, but I've not heard their.
Ray Wilson does a song with them that's really good.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check out some Ray Wilson stuff. I mean, I've got a live album of his where he does a lot of Genesis songs and Stiltskin. Yeah, and the other good drummer on the Wind and Wuthering tour, of course, Chester. Yeah. Chester Thompson.
The name of that Ray Wilson song is Roses.
Oh, God. Yeah, I've heard that. He does that live album. That's tremendous.
You know what else is tremendous I just thought of? Was when Robert Reed from Magenta did put the lyrics to Spectral Mornings. Have you heard that?
Yeah, I love that track.
Oh, my gosh. It gives me goosebumps.
I'll go and check that out. Yeah, I've ranked Steve Hackett's albums as well, so that's.
Yeah, that song, as far as I know, never had lyrics to it.
No, it's never had
lyrics. Rob Reed did it with a couple other people. I guess they wrote the lyrics, and then he sang it. And that guy that was the lead singer for Big Big Train, He's the one who sang the vocals on that, right? Yeah. He passed away recently. Well, within the last year. The guy from Big Big Train.
Yeah.
David Langley.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a shame because we are losing so many of our.
Yeah, he was young. He was a young fella.
Yeah, I mean, the news about over here, we've had a Mike Rutherford saying about that Phil Collins is now immobile.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah, we was talking about that. I was talking about that yesterday with Rachel and the Wax, and he was coming up with the usual thing. But yeah, I think there's more to Phil Collins' illness than what meets the eye. Quite honest.
Yeah, he looks pretty bad.
Yeah, I mean, okay, he had a drink problem. We all know that, and he's very public about it. But he's had back problems. Now, I've had back surgery, and I know that as you get older, it does affect how you walk and everything. But he was playing the drums, which has got the way you sit on a drum kit, the pressure you're putting on your spine is not good, and your neck. It's no wonder he's in a bad way. And I'm very fearful of Phil Collins at the moment.
I mean, he does look like an old man, doesn't he? Even on that tour he did, I thought, Christ, does he look aged? You know.
I didn't want to go.
Maybe he should be.
Now I just couldn't go and watch it. I've watched the YouTube. I remember Phil Collins jumping from behind the kit onto the stage, tambourine, all that.
Yeah,
I want to remember him for that. Not, I mean, fair play to him. He wanted to go and do it one more time, and I get that because I think he knows something. He wanted to go and do one more with the boys, which was brilliant. Yeah. He sang well considering he was sitting down, and he has got issues. I thought his voice, okay, they changed everything for him, but I still think they put on it was a good show listening to it.
Yeah,
and his son's a great drummer. Just up, chip off.
He's incredible, yeah. And Simon Collins is good too with his band. Yeah, I wish they would have done Sound of Contact. I wish they would have done a second album, but I guess he didn't get along with the other guy or
something like that. But yeah, that's a very thing. Yeah, it's Stephen's just going to confirm something about Abacab.
There's some good songs, like you say. There's a good songs on every album. Some albums almost need put 4 or 5 of them together and get the best of the 5 or 4 or 5 albums that was after Hackett left. So, yeah,
I mean it's I mean the songs. I mean, Invisible Touch again is a little bit of an iffy album for me, but I mean I do like Domino. I think that's a great track.
Yeah.
Are you into Genesis at all, Simon?
I like a few of their songs. I'm not a big fan or anything. I do have a few of their albums, but I sort of listen to them sort of now and then. I'm not massive on them, you know.
No, not like me.
No, nowhere near. No.
I love Peter Gabriel. Full stop. I'm so looking forward to this new album. I've heard 1 or 2 of the tracks because he's releasing them on the full moon or something, which is typical. Thing. Stephen says Simon Collins has got a new band.
That should be good.
Anything to do with the Collins family seems to be Diamond.
His daughter's pretty popular. She has her own TV show on Netflix or something.
Yeah, they're all very thing. It's a bit like I'm actually looking at this. You're going to laugh at this. I'm doing some research into Miley Cyrus at the moment. Forget her Hannah Montana. You listen to some of her later stuff. She's got a mature sound. So that's how diverse I am. Miley Cyrus. But, you know, music's music. I'm one of these, though. If I like something, I like it. And if I don't like it, I don't like it.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what genre. Okay, I'm a headbanger at heart. Always will be. But, you know, as my channel says, you look on my channel, there's going to be something there for everybody, regardless of what you do like.
Yeah.
Oh, here's something interesting. Nick Collins has got himself a gig with Mike and the Mechanics.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah.
Yeah, they're playing in Northampton, where
Yeah.
I live, Mike and the Mechanics. Yeah. I'll see if I can get tickets for that. It won't be. I mean, they've got the singer from Rochford now, because Paul Carrick's left, and that's another great singer. And then the late Paul Young, not the Paul Young loving the common people, but the Paul Young that was in Mike and the Mechanics. I'm going to have to go and see what Rocky wants. Won't be a minute, folks. Talk amongst yourselves. Yeah, I'm coming.
Okay. You work for the postal guy?
I do, yeah. Royal Mail, yeah.
Yeah. How is that? Is it long hours or?
Not really. They only sort of take on part-time staff now. I mean, it's full-time work, but they only take on part-time, and it's been that way for a long time now. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
So that's a Monday through Friday job, or you'd have to deliver on the weekend, or?
Well, it's a Monday to Saturday. I work 5 weeks and then have a week off. Because supposedly I'm supposed to have a day off during that week, but they make you work 5 weeks and then you have a week off rather than a day off.
How do you like it that way? You like that's a lot. That's 6 days.
It is better that way, yeah. And then you
better?
get weeks off, which you can, if you get annual leave as well, you can end up having 2 weeks off. You know, sometimes.
Oh,
so,
that's good. Then you go on holiday and.
Yeah, you get a lot of weeks off, but and the pay's pretty good even now. You know, even before we get this pay rise, if we get this pay rise, if it happens, the money is pretty good. So, you know, I've got a pension and all that, so yeah, it pays the bills. You know, it's all.
I ended up with 2 pensions. Well, actually, I got 3, counting another one. But so my full-time job is going around to charity shops. That's what I do, and that's what my channel is, the vinyl picker.
That's a nice job.
Yeah, I'm out banging the bushes 2 or 3 days a week. You know, so.
I bet. Pick up those CDs whilst you can, whilst they're cheap.
Yeah, I got a stack of them here that I got this week. Some of them are still sealed. They were only 50 cents. So,
but they are the bargain at the moment, aren't they? CDs, because they're all-time low at the moment. Now is really the time to pick them up, because I reckon in the future, you know, some of the older ones, maybe pressed in the 80s, are going to creep up in value after a few years from now, I think. You know.
Yeah, I got one in the mail today. I got this the Camel.
Oh, that live in Paris. Is that the one in Paris?
I couldn't pass up on the price. I found it on Discogs. It still's got the seal on here. I had this back in the day. Then when I purged all my CDs a long time ago, I got rid of it. But now I have it again. That's the beauty of it. So the top 5 band for me.
Oh, they're great. I love
top 5 band. Yeah, love Camel.
It's a shame that Andy didn't stay with Marillion. Because he was in Andy Ward was in Marillion for a little while.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, but he came in after Mick Pointer left.
Oh, okay.
They went on tour because they went and toured in the States with Rush, and in the middle of the tour,
that's the tour I saw.
Yeah, Andy got a little bit. I don't know. He was missing home, and instead of replacing the drum Andy, I all went back to see if Andy could get better, but he didn't recover, which is thing. Okay. Good evening, Seb. Apparently, Zeb of Camel have just cancelled their upcoming tour. Thanks for that, Seb. And Stephen's come up with the new album from Simon Collins.
E-Molecule.
Yeah. So thanks for that one, Stephen. Man of many knowledge.
I need to
go back on the Genesis theme. We all know what album that is.
I need to put that in my phone.
The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway, but it's a bit battered, but I don't get this out very often. This is the Canadian version. See, it's on the Acto label.
Yeah.
So,
nice.
And it's in really, I mean, I don't know if you can tell, but look, that's in really good nick.
It looks pretty good.
Yeah, I've never played it.
No.
Because I've got another, but I thought, no, I'm going to get something different. I'm going to get the Canadian version.
Oh, then
I've got a couple of CDs. I've got a couple of CDs in the post this week. I've got a couple of Del Shannon albums. One I hadn't got.
Del Shannon.
Yeah, Del Shannon. Now this is actually produced by Tom Petty, so that was another reason why I got it. Came out in '81, I think, and yeah, it's Drop Down and Get Me is the album.
Oh
and
yeah, I've seen that.
This one too, Rock On, which was produced by Jeff Lynne, I think.
Jeff Lynne, I've got that because you can tell it's produced by Jeff Lynne.
It's got that sound, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the reason why I got those is because I was thinking about doing a video. I think Richard McCook did a little while ago now, where he did a Travelling Wilburys Volume 2, like album. You know, what tracks would I put on there? And
yeah,
I was considering doing a similar type of video. You know, I was listing tracks which might fit a Volume 2, but obviously it would be like a separate artist. You know, they wouldn't be singing together because you know they'd be like off other albums. So
yeah, I did a very similar thing with John Lennon's Double Fantasy, and the one after which I can't remember the name of. And I put what I would have considered the best album. So basically, I got all Yoko Ono's stuff off it.
Yeah,
because
of Jeff Lynne, he produced so many of their albums at that particular time, from about 87 to about, I don't know, 95 or whatever it is. They would fit quite well within the sound, I think, of Travelling Wilburys.
I did. When I did the Jeff Lynne story, I did a whole show on albums that Jeff Lynne produced. It's the first thing I actually did is I did him as a producer, and there's so many good albums.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think even that George Harrison, his last album, is it Brainwashed? I think it's called something.
Yeah,
I think that was produced by Jeff Lynne, I think.
Yeah, and Sound with Cloud 9.
And Cloud 9, yeah.
That's a great album.
And Roy Orbison, that was produced by them, I think. Yeah, so many.
I think he did a Bryan Adams as well.
Did he? Yeah.
I think he did.
Good well done. Yeah. Good well done.
I've got something else to show. This is quite old, but it's for Deep Purple when they reformed.
Oh yeah.
It's the Knocking at Your Back Door, Perfect Strangers thing, and it's, as you can see, it's a limited edition. And on here, it's also got excerpts from the Radio 1 Rock Show with Tommy Vance interview that they did before they played the Nebworth Fair.
Is that coloured vinyl?
No, this is black, unfortunately, on the Polydor label. But I picked that up just before I went to see them at Nebworth Fair. Yeah. That was a great day. I saw two great bands I never thought I'd ever see, Mountain and Alaska, and Blackfoot.
Blackfoot, wow.
Blackfoot, they were brilliant.
With Ricky Matlock.
Yeah, Ricky Matlock. And he's got all his hair was right down to his blooming backside. And he was swinging, you know. That's the thing. Meatloaf was on that bill with a broken leg.
You mentioned so many bands I've never heard of. It's
Mama's Boys, a great rocket band from Island. I've got that there. Power and Passion, great album. Who else was on that day? Scorpions.
I know them. Yeah, I know them.
And UFO.
Yeah,
Not a bad day out, was it? Except it absolutely pissed to rain all day. Put it this way, the jeans I went in never got used again.
Wow.
Yeah. I got home because there was no mobile phones in them days, so you couldn't let your parents know you were going to be late. The bus got stuck in the mud. I walked through the door at about 7 o'clock the following morning. And I was covered head to toe in mud. I got to the front door and my mother went, "You're not going anywhere further than there." She went and got a bin bag and I had to stand there and she threw them away. Yeah, I've just been reminded 15.
He's got you on the clock.
Yeah, Dave, he does watch these things. Yeah, I know that one, Dave. I've already done that. That's why I'm not going to review it next week. I'll do it when I do the full album ramp of Camelot. Well, yeah, as there's only 15 minutes left, we'll carry on for a little while.
The time sure goes by fast.
Yeah, apparently, if you want to see a review of this album, the Stephen Collins SOT of Pete Pardo has done a review on it. So I might go and have a watch of that. That's a station. That's a channel I do like watching. Sea of Tranquility.
Yeah, he's got a good show.
Yeah, I love the UK connection with Stephen Reed and Simon Bray.
I can see why you like that channel. Was you like a similar kind of?
There's a lot of. But there's sometimes when I've watched, if I put an album ranking together before I put it, I usually go and put Pete on to see how close we are, and 9 times out of 10 we're there or thereabouts.
Yeah.
I mean, I like Simon of the UK connection with Simon and Stephen. I follow them on Twitter, and they're always bouncing. Speak to when I'm looking forward to this show. I think a couple of times Simon and Ray and myself have talked beer, giving him sending him pictures of beer to go and try. So it's all good fun. Anyway, I think I'm gonna wrap this one up, folks. Once again, thank you for Art all the way from Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
And where's Dale from? Well, I don't even know what part of the country you're in.
South Coast.
On the South Coast?
Yes.
Is that spelled with double F, of course?
Yeah, South.
South. Yeah, thanks to Dave for popping in. And, of course, a big shout out to Mr. Rob Walker for joining us. If you guys want to come in, just come in. You just ask, and I'll put the link up. That's how it works. So once again, thank you very much for watching. What have I got for you tomorrow before we go? It's St. Patrick's Day tomorrow, and it's Red Nose Day, believe it or not. So tomorrow's a bit of an Irish theme. We're going to be looking at the Cause tomorrow, album ranking of the Cause. And the one-off album is Cormac Neeson, which is the lead singer of The Answer, because their new album comes out tomorrow. So once again, thank you, Art. Have a good week.
Bye, Dale.
Thank you, Ian. See you,
and see you soon, folks. Thank you for watching. And I'd like some comments about how if you're watching this, how you think this is going, because your feedback is important for us guys, so we know how to take this forward. So once again, thank you very much for watching, and have a good week, everyone. Bye for now. Take care. Bye.
Bye for now.